right, this is journal page, 58. All right, sorry about that. On page 58, on the left side, we're going to draw a full page capital P bubble letter. Let me show you what I'm talking about. We're going to do a big capital P. Big capital P. My in-class students are getting a P that's already printed out for them, but we're going to write this out. So, big P is the perimeter of the base. Perimeter. Perimeter, the distance, I have to write that, the distance around a shape. Distance around a shape. Around a shape. We find it found by adding all the sides. Found by adding all the sides. Perimeter of a circle is called the circumference. It's called the circumference, and it is C equals pi d, or C equals 2 pi r. And I'll give you a minute to get that. All right, need more time, just pause that video. Okay, we're going to go to this right side. And so we're going to be looking at lateral surface area. Lateral surface area. The word lateral just means the sides. And our lateral surface area formula for a prism is, let's see, I use S equals PH. For a cylinder, the formula is S equals 2 pi RH. All right, so our first shape that we're going to look at is rectangular prisms. Now for 8th grade, we do not look at pyramids, we only look at prisms. So, alright, so we do have a little bit of drawing for this. So we have number 1. So what I want you to do is I want you to draw a rectangle using about 2 lines. Go up a little bit, do another rectangle about the same size, and connect my corners. Connect those edges. This is going to be 7, 4, and 10. Alright, so P stands for perimeter of the base. So we're going to shade this front as our base and our back as our base. You could have done top and bottom. That would have been okay. You just got to identify the base. And normally, I'm going to tell you what the base is for this. So to find perimeter, I can either add up all the sides, or I could do 2L plus 2W, but I'm just going to add up the sides. So I'm going to put that this is also 4 and this is 7. So 7 plus 4 is 11, plus 7 is 18, 19, 22, 1, 22. So my perimeter is 22. Then I'm going to go do my surface area. I'm going to do PH. So my perimeter is 22. The height of that figure is 10. So my surface area is 220 for this first shape. I'll put a box around it. Let's look at another prism, rectangular prism. So this is going to be shape number 2. So I'm going to draw a long box, long rectangle. I'm going to connect the corners. As always, if you need more time, just pause the video. Try to make these as short as possible. So a 7, a 5, a 9, a 5, and a 7, I'm sorry. So this time, let's choose our bottom as our base. So our bottom and the top. So I'm going to find my perimeter. So the bottom was a 9, a 5, a 9, and a 5. So 9 plus 5 is 14, plus 9 is 23, plus 5 is 28. So our perimeter is 28. Go back to our formula, S equals PH. My perimeter was S equals 28. My height connects those two, which is 7. 28 times 7, 196. All right, so that's rectangular. Our second shape we're going to look at is a triangular prism. And this is going to be number 3. So we're going to draw the one that looks like a tent. So I'm going to draw a triangle, and I'm going to connect those bases. I'm going to go ahead and shade in that front and that back base. Remember what it looks like a tent, those front flaps. So we're going to have 6. We have a dotted line here telling us it's an 8. This is a 13. And then we have 2 lines like this, and this one says 7. Those 2 lines let me know those 2 sides are equal. All right, so our formula for prism is S equals PH, so S equals PH. So I'm going to find my perimeter by adding all my sides of my base. So my base is 7. This is also 7, and this bottom piece is 6. So 7 plus 7 is 14, plus 6 is 20. Go back and do S equals P times H, so 20. And then this is the height of the entire figure. My height connects my bases. So we get 260. Notice, we did not use this 8. We don't need the height of a triangle for this because we're finding perimeter, which is the sides. Okay, so that was just extra information we really didn't need. All right. Oops, sorry. Didn't realize it was kind of off the screen. All right, so for example 4, we're going to draw a right triangle. And then another right triangle. And we're going to connect the corners. As always, if I'm going too fast, just pause the video. So we have 4, 3, 8, and 5. I'll shade my bases. So some people have a hard time seeing that this 5 is this side also, that those are the same. It helps us when we draw it, actually. That's one of the benefits of drawing it, is we see that this is a 3, 4, 5 triangle, this is a 3, 4, 5 triangle. We drew them looking the same. All right, so I'm going to find my perimeter. So 3 plus 4 plus 5. So 4 plus 12 is 9, plus 3 is 12. So my perimeter was 12. So S equals pH. So S equals 12 times my height, which is 8. 8 times 12 is 96. And we're done. It's similar to volume. Volume, we found our big B. Okay? But for lateral surface area, at least, we are finding our big P. Now, total surface area is a little bit more difficult. We're going to learn about that next week. All right, our last examples that we're going to look at is cylinders. Cylinder. I have example 5. All right, I'm going to draw a cylinder. I'm actually going to be drawing 2 ovals. And these are our last 2 shapes if you're wondering about space. That's 12. And that is 5. All right, so our formula for cylinder, which is on your mathematics chart, is, I'll write it under it, is S equals 2 pi RH, which we wrote at the top. But if you look at it, this 2 pi r is what our circumference is. So that is still our perimeter times our height. Okay, it's the same concept. So we're going to do 2 times 3.14 times my radius of 5 times my height of 12. So that is a lot that we're multiplying together. But good thing we all have a calculator. All right. So 2 times 3.14 times 5 times 12 gives me a lateral surface area of 376.8. All right, our final example, example 6. We're going to draw a short cylinder. Notice that both of these gave you a radius, but be careful because, sometimes it does give you a diameter, and you're going to have to find that radius out. All right, so we're going to S equals 2 pi RH. Again, you don't have to have that memorized. It's on your mathematics chart. It's now written in your journal, so it is available to you. So my radius was 9. My height was 7. So 2 times 3.14 times 9 times 7 is equal to a surface area of 395.64. All right, so that is lateral surface area. Tomorrow we're going to work on some practice problems with lateral surface area. You're going to want to hold on to those notes, and then we're going to talk about total surface area. The difference between lateral and total surface area, if you've done your warm-up today, is that lateral only includes the sides. We are only really working with the sides. Yes, we're finding perimeter, but we are only finding those sides versus a total surface area, which is finding all of it, including our bases. All right, as always, if you have any questions, please send them my way. You'll have a good day.